Hello, this is the El Cajon Valley High School Library Strategic Plan. We are School Team 2. I'm Carrie Lopez, and I'd like to introduce my colleagues and teammates, Anthony Devine, Rachel England, Keelan Boffman, and Gretchen McLaughlin.
Hi everyone, I'm Anthony Devine, teacher librarian at El Cajon Valley High School, and I'm here to provide an overview of our library. We're located in El Cajon, California, which is surrounded by foothills and is located about 20 minutes east of San Diego. The Grossmont Union High School District was established in 1920, and El Cajon Valley High School was established in 1955. Our library was built in the early 1960s. The city of El Cajon is a designated refugee resettlement area, and about 30% of our population was born outside of the United States. This contributes to the high percentage of students at El Cajon Valley High School who are designated as English language learners. We also serve a high poverty community with 87% of our student population qualifying for free or reduced lunch. In this context, our library staff serves a school of about 1,800 high school students. The budget for staffing is handled at the school and district levels, but we still have allocated funds for print collection development and materials for our makerspace. As for technology, beyond having a 3D printer and other electronics in the library's makerspace, about 2 years ago, El Cajon Valley became a one-to-one school, with every single student getting a Chromebook for personal use. And it's the library that enables our school to be one-to-one because we're managing everything Chromebook. We at the El Cajon Valley High School Library pride ourselves on being a welcoming and useful resource to our students and staff. We look forward to becoming even more valuable to our community in the future.
Hi, I'm Carrie Lopez. Now that you've been introduced to our school and community, I'd like to talk a little bit about the mission of El Cajon Valley High School Library. In brief, our mission is to provide an environment for all of our students and give them the technology and materials and space to be the best students that they can be. I encourage you to check out our entire mission statement on our strategic plan. As we created our SWATs, we decided to focus our strategic outcomes on 3 key areas: a makerspace, collection development, and community outreach. Strategic outcome number 1, increase the usage of the Montgomery Makerspace. ECVHS High School already has a funded makerspace. However, in reviewing the SWOTs, we realized that this makerspace is underutilized by teachers and students. Also, the current educational environment has a large push for work-based learning opportunities for students, as well as a maker education community that's growing and getting stronger. So we decided our first action plan project would be to create a class to increase usage of the Montgomery Makerspace. Strategic outcome number 2, collection development. ECVH High School has a large ELL population, and this, of course, is a strength. And within those strengths, there's a strong ELL parent mentoring program, which is great. However, some weaknesses are that there's a real lack of non-English text representative of the student population at ECVHS. Not addressing the concerns of the ELL population can cause real communication issues between students and teachers, as well as creating an environment that's not welcoming for all students. So the focus of our second action plan is to create a collection, a special collection within the library of Spanish and Arabic texts. Strategic outcome number 3, public outreach. ECVHS High School has strong library leadership and a great deal of student activities to draw students into the library. And there's also a parent facilitator that helps facilitate outreach and a strong ELL mentoring program previously mentioned. However, as is the case with a lot of high school libraries, there's a real lack of widespread parental and community support. And a lot of this has to do with a lack of information and knowledge about what the library has to offer, as well as opportunity for business partnerships with the community. So the focus of our third action plan is public outreach.
Hi, my name is Rachel England, and I'm here to talk about Action Plan 1, where we are designing a STEAM Maker Lab course. Here at the Montgomery Makerspace, we strive to have consistent, successful use and access of our maker resources for both students and teachers in order to create, imagine, tinker, and design projects in alignment with STEAM, science, engineering, art, and math, as well as the next generation science standards. One of our SWOT weaknesses was that this space is currently being underutilized. If you build it, will they come? Our fabulous high-tech equipment is just not getting enough use. Currently, the students feel intimidated to use these high-tech machines, and so we need to train them. Increasing the confidence of these students will help increase the activity during night library hours. The beauty about Making Center approach is that it is not only exercising a student's critical thinking skills, but also increasing their sense of community. Encouraging making-based education in such a dynamic community will help bridge gaps common among different cultures and languages. It is our goal to create a student community of makers where the diverse language, culture, and socioeconomic backgrounds allow students to come together and work on projects in a common space. We aim to create Montgomery Makerspace as a hub. This is a 12-step action plan. The first 4 steps include the librarian investigating other maker courses, understanding the timeline for course submittal in the district, creating a vision and a budget. The next steps include principal and school board approval. We have to get them on board. Once we have them on board, then we need to advertise the course for students. We need to decide who's actually going to be teaching the course for the year. And the teacher needs to start visiting other schools to see how Makerspace courses run. The proposed budget for this course is $1,500 for materials and supplies. It is currently funded through the principal's monies. If we needed additional funds, we would use donors' choose. The final part of this project is to evaluate. Are students really using the space more? We will check library patron usage to compare the numbers of students who are using the Makerspace before we launch the course and after we've launched the course. We will also check our hashtag usage. We would want to know if the enthusiasm for the Makerspace is increasing. We want students to get enthusiastic about this cool stuff and this cool stuff. Oh, hey, you want to make a card for Mother's Day? Or play with cars? This action plan expects to see a direct correlation to having the STEAM Maker Lab course with an increase in use and enthusiasm for the Montgomery Makerspace.
Hello everyone, my name is Keelan Bothman and I'm here to present my action plan. Basically, my plan is to create a separate special collection within the El Cajon Library's collection. This collection will be made up entirely of books written or translated into Spanish and Arabic. I chose to focus on this area because in many of our initial group meetings, it was emphasized that a very large portion of the school's population is ELL, or English Language Learning. In fact, according to the Western Association of Schools and Colleges report on El Cajon, over 40% of the school's population did not speak English as a first language. One of our overall strategic outcomes is that I want to keep our print collection updated and relevant to the needs of our students, staff, and faculty. And this, combined with my previous work in bilingual education and literacy, it felt like a match made in heaven for me. While El Cajon is a very linguistically diverse school, 2 languages stand out above the others in terms of use: Spanish and Arabic. In order to help support language growth and development in their L1s, I want to create a mini collection for students to use. As I mentioned before, this collection will be made of books, both modern and classic, that were either originally published or translated into Spanish and Arabic. The steps involved are much the same as the creation of a library collection in general, just a bit more focused. To begin, books that are already in the library's collection will be pulled aside and space will be made to house the new collection. Recommendations on books will be collected from students, staff, and faculty, and then purchases will be made. Once the books have arrived and they've been prepped for circulation, advertisement can begin. This can happen in a variety of ways, through posters, morning announcements, and even the creation of a book club. Overall, I estimate that this project will take about 3 months to complete, mostly due to long shipping times for foreign books. I know from experience how long international shipping can take. In addition, I estimate the budget to be less than $1,500. I go into more detail about where costs can be cut in my full report if anyone's interested. Overall, I think this is a really great project for El Cajon High Library. Once completed, this collection will provide a variety of texts for students to enjoy outside of their required work, and it creates a welcoming environment for students who are not comfortable using English but still wish to relate to their peers in meaningful ways.
This
Thank
is
you.
Gretchen, and I'm proud to present our third action plan as it represents our collective belief that a school library is a community space. And this plan also allows us to showcase Keelan's work for the special collection you just learned about, and Rachel's work, as you learned about, for an improved makerspace. We are striving to reach out to our wider community, particularly families, building a better relationship with the home as parents play an important role in supporting academic learning. This is especially important considering we have a 46% ELL population, primarily from those Spanish-speaking and Middle Eastern countries. Our SWOT exercise, we identified EL parent population as both internal strength and weakness. We do have parent facilitators through our Family Resource Center at the school, but as a weakness, we have a lack of parental volunteers in the library and a lack of parental presence in the library as visitors. So with that weakness, we do have an external opportunity for parent volunteers to be in the libraries, as well as coupling with parent-owned businesses for future events. And as threats, we do have our large EL population that may result in communication errors. And finally, as a threat, there may be a real or imagined worry about refugee status that may dissuade students from using the library. In the end, we believe our strength is in our diversity. Therefore, we're going to invite our parent community to our library for the spring open house event. We recognize that this is the first of several important steps towards building a community and building those relationships. Research acknowledges that we must think outside the box for libraries to meet families, and so we plan to lure our parent population with culturally valued desserts, Arabian baklava, mini conchas, and as we all know, food has a special force to bring people together. We hope to buy local, building relationships with our bakeries, hopefully an El Cajon Valley High School family-run establishment. This is a 15-step action plan that is used to showcase our library. Our library is a sweet place to be meeting, researching, making, troubleshooting, and of course reading text in English and those in one's first language. Our strategic plan details all 15 general steps 1 through 5 involve all the stakeholders in the initiation of this idea. Steps 6 through 9 are involving this open house team's planning, implementation, and evaluation of our open house event. Steps 10 through 13 is all the behind the scenes minutia of self-promoting and advertising, delivery of school email blasts, ordering baked goods, arranging with facilities for proper setup and takedown of the event. Step 14 is our happy hosting of the event planned by the team. Step 15 is the important step of evaluating the event. We believe that our post-event survey will justify the investment in our open house event. It is in addition to our district budget, so we'll need to solicit funding from the principal's discretionary fund or California State Lottery funds. Therefore, we've budgeted under $1,000, approximately $800 plus, for 400 visitors to visit our library. We believe that this is an important investment, allows us to show off the rich resources and programs in the library and begin building that relationship with families. We will be able to see how valuable the event was for our parent community in that survey, and we also hope the survey serves as a springboard to envision future events for our parent community, possibly academic workshops or other family literacy events. We believe this plan is actionable and that this is an important investment that allows us to show off the rich resources and programs in our library. Thank you for listening.